Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A very interesting question I'm about to ask you. Do you think that birds, other animals, do they know when humans are worshiping them? Or do they know when humans are worshiping someone other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Do these other beings, when they see humans worshiping sun or worshiping idols, or if you go to Hindus, they worship cows, they even drink its urine. Astaghfirullah al-azim, right? Or you would see people worshiping mouse, snake, monkeys. Do these beings know what humans are doing? And to answer your question, yes, they know. They know that what we are doing is a sin. They can't stop us, of course, because they cannot communicate with us at a level that a communication needs to be done. But if you're asking, do they know? Yes, they know. And how do I know? Because Quran tells us so. I want you to open Surah Al-Naml, which is the 27th surah in the Quran. The surah is about what? An-Naml, which is the ant. We're not going to talk about that story, but a different story in that surah. Start from ayah number 15. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying about the blessings He gave to Dawood alayhi salam and Sulaiman alayhi salam. And then in ayah number 16, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about Sulaiman alayhi salam specifically and says that Sulaiman alayhi salam said to the people that thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, عُلِّمْنَا مَنْطِقَ الطَّيْرِ, He has taught me how to communicate even with birds. وَأُوتِينَا مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْفَضْلُ الْمُبِينُ. So Sulaiman alayhi salam has been taught to communicate with insects, communicate with animals, communicate with birds. He could communicate with jinns. He could communicate with wind. He could communicate with things that are beyond understanding. Can human communicate with wind? Yes, yes. So Sulaiman alayhi salam, Quran says in ayah number 17, وَحُشِرَ لِسُلَيْمَانَ جُنُودُهُ مِنَ الْجِنِّ وَالْإِنسِ وَالطَّيْرِ فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ. So Sulaiman alayhi salam's army comprised of jinns, humans, birds, and other animals. So just like in the modern warfare, you have different types of armies, like you have Navy SEALs, you have like basic Navy, you have Air Force, you have Army. I mean, like you divide up your forces in different categories. So Sulaiman alayhi salam divided his forces in different categories. And when he would move, it'll be a massive move, in which he would give each place to different beings and said, okay, this is your movement, this is your movement. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ, because everybody is moving at a different pace and it's a massive army flowing. So there were stopping points. So people would stop and wait for everybody else to join them, and then it would move forward, and we're going to go like that. So let's come to ayah number 21. I'm skipping a few ayahs. Ayah number 21. So Sulaiman alayhi salam stopped at one of these places, and now he started noticing the birds that are coming because of two reasons. Number one, whenever Sulaiman alayhi salam would stop, if it's a daytime, the birds would come and shade him with their feathers. So it'll create a shade for him. So as he was monitoring this, as he was, he noticed that one spot where supposed to be a bird covering, so that from the sun, the sunlight is coming through. So he noticed that bird was missing. Another narration says that the bird was missing because this was an important bird. It was a hoopoe bird that is called hudhud in Arabic. So this bird has this natural power that it has a built-in radar that it could look at the ground and it can tell that if it has water in it or not. It could just touch with its beak and make a little bit of a hole and can test the surface, and from the surface it can figure out if you dig deeper you'll be able to find water or not. So Quran says in ayah number 20 and 21, وَتَفَقَّدَتَ الطَّيْرَ فَقَالَ مَا لِيَ لَا أَرَى الْهُدْهُدَا أَمْ كَانَ مِنَ الْغَائِبِينَ. Sulaiman alayhi salam started looking at the birds and said, oh, I don't see Hudhud. Is he missing? Does he have any explanation of why he's missing? لَأُعَذِّبَنَّهُ عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا أَوْ لَأَذْبَحَنَّهُ أَوْ لَيَأْتِيَنِّي بِسُلْطَانٍ مُبِينٍ. If he doesn't have a good enough excuse of his absence, because he's needed, everybody is dependent on his service to be able to find water, because what he would do, he would just point out where the water is, and Sulaiman alayhi salam would then order jinns to start digging. So jinns would dig, and then people would be able to make a little well, and then be able to fetch water from it. So that was his job, and he's missing. فَمَكَثَ غَيْرَ بَعِيدٍ. In a little while, Hudhud came. فَقَالَ أَحَطُّ بِمَا لَمْ تُحِطْ بِهِ وَجِئْتُكَ مِنْ سَبَإٍ بِنَبَإٍ يَقِينٍ. And then he came in the court of Sulaiman alayhi salam, because he knew that Sulaiman alayhi salam has been asking for him as he was absent. So he said, I have come to you with the news, and I saw something in a faraway land, the country, the kingdom of Sabah, which is in Yemen. And Sulaiman alayhi salam is where? In Palestine. So it's a very long distance. Sulaiman alayhi salam is on the move, maybe somewhere in that region, closer to Palestine, Jordan, Syria, maybe down northern Saudi Arabia. Somewhere in that region he's making a move. We don't exactly know where he's making a move, but he's on the move. So at that time, Hudhud comes back and says, I have come to you with the news that I've seen something that is out of this world. Probably Hudhud didn't have a chance to see something like this ever before. So that tells you that these birds have observation. It's just like if we could understand their language, we'll be able to understand what they're saying. So since Sulaiman alayhi salam understood, he said, I saw something that is out of this world, and I've come to you with that news. Inni wajadtu imra'atan tamlikuhum. I went to a kingdom which is ruled by a woman alone. There is no king. There's only the queen. That's it. And everybody, because that was out of ordinary, all the kingdoms had kings and queens. But here, only a king. وَأُوتِيتَ مِنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَلَهَا عَرْشٌ عَظِيمٌ. And it's not an ordinary kingdom. She has a massive throne. Usually, throne reflects the wealth. And her throne is massive. And it's just not like it's massive. It's made from gold and silver and has ornaments and pearls and jewels and expensive stones. She is a queen of a strong, wealthy, mighty kingdom. However, I found something very strange. وَجَدْتُهَا وَقَوْمَهَا. I have found her and her people. يَسْجُدُونَ لِلشَّمْسِ. They worship sun. مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ. And they do not worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah gave them all these things, but they worship sun. They think they're getting all of these things because the sun is giving those to them. وَزَيَّنَ لَهُمُ الشَّيْطَانُ أَعْمَالَهُمْ. And shaitan has made their bad deeds look good. They're honoring sun, they're worshipping sun, they're doing sacrifices for the sun. They're trying to please sun, and that's the wrong way. And they think they're doing something good. So that's how shaitan has deceived them. فَصَدَّهُمْ عَنِ السَّبِيلِ فَهُمْ لَا يَهْتَدُونَ. And they are not guided, but they think they're guided people. أَلَّا يَسْجُدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي يُخْرِجُ الْخَبْءَ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Indeed, it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that they're not bowing down to, and Allah is the one who sets things and brings them out. Like sun gets set and comes out, moon disappears and appears. Allah is doing all of that. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا تُخْفُونَ وَمَا تُعْلِنُونَ. And it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what you're hiding and what you're showing. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa rabbul arshil azim. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the God to be worshipped, and nobody should be worshipped but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He is the Rabb, He is the Ilah, and He is the Rabb. And He is the one who is the owner of the arshil azim. But these people have come up with their own arsh, own throne, and they think they are guided and are on the right path. So look at the observation of the bird. This is the bird speaking, the hoopoe bird, the hudhud. So that tells you a lot of things. That these animals are observing, that humans are doing this. You never know, on the day of judgment, they will also be witness against the humans. So Allah, we found them worshipping idols. We found them worshipping things that they should not have worshipped. They were worshipping humans. They were worshipping other things, celestial bodies. They were worshipping their ancestors. That tells you a lot. Thus, do not think that these animals are not observing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that every being in the whole universe and beyond, in the heavens and in the earth, and all the planets, and all the anywhere you go, all the beings who are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And some of you ask me this question, that can you explain to us if there are beings outside of the planet Earth in this universe? And we spoke about it. But some of you are asking a little bit more detail of this and a little bit more detail of the heavens, the seven heavens. And what about the seven earths? Because Quran says, وَالْأَرْضُ مِثْلَهُنْ. As there are seven heavens, there are seven earths. So can you talk a little bit about this? So if you guys are interested, you know what to do. Write in the comment section below. And again, this video is being shared with you on TikTok, as well as YouTube. But if TikTok gets banned in the United States, I won't be able to post it on TikTok anymore. So I would highly recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Thinking Muslim. Now, some people are confused. Oh, there are two channels, The Thinking Muslim and Thinking Muslim. Which one is yours? Mine is Thinking Muslim, not The Thinking Muslim. That is a different channel. Thinking Muslim, its logo has my picture on it, so you'll be able to easily identify which one is my YouTube channel. Anyway, inshallah, we'll catch you in the next video. And we have your questions coming in. We are answering them. And we will, inshallah, continue to answer. As you guys wanted me to maybe release one video per day, or maybe if you're releasing 2 videos per day, give them at least a stretch of 12 some hours between the 2 videos, giving you guys enough time to watch them and, you know, get all this knowledge into your system. So that's why, you know, I'm not releasing more than 1 or 2 videos per day, because that's how you guys wanted it to be. So anyway, inshallah, we'll catch you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.